Welcome to the National Manufacturing Debate 2012 at Cranfield University. Ian Gray, CEO of the Technology Strategy Board, thank you very much for your presentation, a strategy for supporting high-value manufacturing in the UK. Ian, in the context of the Technology Strategy Board's remit to accelerate high-value manufacturing innovation from concept to commercialisation, can you tell me very briefly how you interpret today's theme of enhancing the supply chain for growth?
Well, I mean, manufacturing is omnipresent across everything we do. Our strategy looks at supporting large corporates, it looks at how we build supply chains, it looks at how we identify small micro businesses and grow them into the businesses of tomorrow. But a lot of the themes that we're looking at today, it is absolutely important we build the supply chains for tomorrow. There's no point having large corporate decisions to invest in the UK if we don't follow that through with building the supply chains. And that's what today's debate is all about.
The Technology Strategy Board, in your strategy that you announced today, committed to directly investing 50 million a year in high-value manufacturing innovation. You support the High-Value Manufacturing Catapult, and you administer to the Advanced Manufacturing Supply Chain Fund, amongst many other initiatives. With all that action going on, why is enhancing the supply chain still problematic for the UK?
Well, if you want things to be sticky here in the UK, it's got to be embedded into the supply chain. You take automotive, large automotive in the UK, some great results announced just last week from Jaguar Land Rover. But if that doesn't flow through to actually technology investment into the supply chain, we're not going to realise the benefits that are there. The supply chain is just so important in terms of UK stickiness.
The strategy, again, that you announced today talked about 22 competencies that you see as being important to be developed or improved if the UK supply chain is to realise its potential. Can you pinpoint a few of those competencies and explain why they're important and why they make a difference?
Yeah, what we did when we were developing the strategy, and we did it actually alongside the building of the high-value manufacturing catapult, is we went out to talk to business to say, what are the key barriers for growth for you in a manufacturing sense? What are the things that you need help overcoming? And part of the technology strategy then builds on the feedback we got from business. They identified 22 different competencies, which we've sort of broken down into 5 key themes, just some typical examples. You talk about materials and things. When we start looking at smart materials, embedding systems into materials, that's a good example. When you look at sustainability and you look at energy storage, energy consumption, all the way through to resource efficiency, lightweighting of vehicles, hugely important. And new processes, things like additive manufacturing. The opportunity to change both the business model and the technology is a hugely important part. Downloading real products in the way that previously we've been used to maybe downloading music or things like that. It just changes the landscape.
Small to medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, are a particular focus of today's debate. And I just wondered if you could outline the different roles that you see for SMEs and large companies in enhancing the supply chain. What role can collaboration play between those?
Well, I think collaboration in both a vertical sense and a horizontal sense is really important. By vertical, what do I mean? It is building supply chains in particular sectors, but also SMEs in a horizontal sense, little small companies that have developed ideas maybe through design, the creative industries function that are getting introduced to markets in different sectors. You think about the read across in some of the new emerging materials, composites, for example, and some of the exciting small businesses that are developing composites, maybe on the back of aerospace or automotive, that can now see market opportunities in offshore renewable or even healthcare, diagnostics equipment and things like that. So building the supply chain both vertically but presenting the market opportunities in a horizontal way it's a very exciting opportunity.
Thanks. You said today in your presentation that the national manufacturing debate here at Cranfield had helped to drive the formation of the Technology Strategy Board. In what way has the debate over the last 3 years helped to drive how the strategies come together?
Well, I think the national manufacturing debate that's run here at Cranfield is great in terms of bringing business, academia, policymakers together. Too often we think in terms of silos. There's some great, trade association events in a given sector. But the type of generic debate that exists here that brings different sectors together is hugely important. And this key interface between academics and business. We heard the Vice-Chancellor talk about Cranfield's investment in the Centres for Innovative Manufacturing. We've heard about the Innovation Knowledge Centres and buildings for the future. So the links between the academic side of things, the business side of things, and the sort of generic aspects of looking at how things can transfer across different sectors. That, for me, is where events like this have played a very important part.
And is there a particular impact that you are hoping to make on this afternoon's debate?
Well, I think the whole theme today about building supply chains is hugely important for us in the UK. The impact that I would like to make is to reinforce to everybody here the opportunities that exist through our strategy, through the funding competitions we've got, through the high value manufacturing catapults, through the sort of knowledge transfer network type mechanisms, that there's a whole load of different opportunities that we can put on the table that can help business get their ideas faster to market.
That's great. Thank you, Ian.